Hello everybody, welcome for coming to my channel and watching my video. This is CJ's Drop on Life. Just here today to talk about the weather today and kind of what's coming up in the fall. We seem to have in the air here in Michigan, seems like fall time almost. The weather is getting cool. It's about 62 degrees here today where I'm at in Michigan. And it's actually a beautiful day. A little bit of light jacket weather, light pullover jacket. And I'm gonna do a video on fall time and what that brings. I love fall time. I love the changing of the leaves that we have. Seems like the farther north you go here in Michigan, the colors just get beautiful. It hasn't peaked right down here right yet where we're at, Michigan, but I think up in the UP and stuff across the Mackinac Bridge, it gets changing the color of the leaves a lot sooner than what we get here. I'm going up there next week. Gonna go across the Mackinac Bridge and kind of go on a little mini long weekend up there with my son. He's coming up from North Carolina, and my wife and his girlfriend and my daughter and my grandson, and we're gonna have a heck of a time. It's gonna be nice. Today, kind of what I want to talk about is fall time. And what I used to love about fall time, and I don't really care too much about it anymore, which is football. I love football, don't get me wrong. I watched it for years. I mean, I played football. I love the sport. But things as you get older, I think it just kind of changes for you, you know. One, I don't know how to say this, but one thing that kind of, I used to love watching college football, but as I get older, I kind of formed a different opinion on it. I know this might be a touchy subject for some of you people out there, but if college sports, it was always like the players, they got scholarships to go to college and play sports, you know, and that's great. A lot of great athletes go to college and they get a full ride scholarship sometimes if you're really good, and they're excellent players, and a lot of them go off into the NFL and they play their career out there, but a lot don't. And the colleges, they used to make a lot of money off players. You know, of course, they're giving them a free ride scholarship, which I understand. And I'm not knocking any of the colleges. What I am knocking is when you find out the information and look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. And I might put a chart up above here and show you. But a lot of these colleges, they make endowments. A lot of them make millions and millions and millions of dollars from the government. Well, where's that money come from? From the government. It comes from us, the people. And we're giving this money to these colleges for stuff that they need, infrastructure, and build their colleges up and stuff like. At the same time, they're charging college students to go in their schools thousands and thousands of dollars. So like where I'm at here in Michigan, we got the U of M, we got the Wolverines, we got Michigan State, a lot of other colleges, Western Michigan University, a lot of colleges, a couple D1 colleges, you know, and the rest are D2s. But they make a lot of money from endowments. And once I found out about endowments, and I checked into endowments, and I seen how much money colleges actually get from us taxpayers, from the government, and this is every year they get these endowments. And like I said, they're millions and millions of dollars. And for the longest time, they didn't, a lot of these players now are in commercials and I think they're getting a little bit of money. I'm not real sure on that point. But the thing of it is, it just kind of irritates me that for years and years, they got these endowments and they're still getting them. And they have to agree to do certain things or they don't get the endowments. So I think a lot of that is in the teaching of the students And a lot of these colleges are liberal colleges. And along with the liberal colleges goes, the teachings of liberal concept. And, and there's a few more things that I want to get into with that too. But college sports to me, like here in Michigan, I don't know about all over the place, but here in Michigan, the first couple games are just small schools that these big colleges play, like the Wolverines and stuff. And occasionally they get beat, but not very much. These small schools are trying to make a name for themselves, so they buy in, give the school money, so they can play against them, so they can be on national TV and get their college out there. So kids say, "Oh, that looks like a great school. I wonder how much they cost and whatever." And of course, they trick them into loans, paying these loans to go to college for 4 years or whatnot or longer. And by the time they're out, they pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to these colleges, which I'm not against college education. I think people should better their education and better their mind. But a lot of these subjects that the colleges are offering to these kids that go in and take out loans that they're paying back for the rest of their life in some cases. And the part of that, it gets me, there's so many things I want to talk about here. So I'm going to try not to skip over a lot of stuff, but when they go in, you figure when a kid goes in, now, if they're really good in school, they're really good in sports, or they're really good academically, and they have good grades and stuff, or they have some kind of skill that the colleges wants, they'll pay all or some of their tuition. So the thing of it is these kids, if they don't get any scholarships, or they get very little scholarships, or they get some kind of enticement to come to their school, and they might pay a fraction of their college education, they still owe a lot of money when they get out of school. And what gets me is a lot of these kids, when they get out of school, can't find a job. I just watched a video of this guy. He went to school. He's got a degree. He's worked in technology, in the tech field, and he can't find a job. He hasn't been able to find a job for 2 years. Now, I don't know how much of that's his fault or the job, but you hear these stories all over the place about people. They get out of college, they owe all this money, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they can't find a job. I mean, what sense does that make? How are they supposed to pay it back? How these kids get enticed to sign these loans, and they know they're going to have to pay when they're out of school, they're going to have to pay back these loans in a certain amount of time. I mean, the interest on these loans, on some of these loans that these kids are getting, are ridiculous amount of percentage on the loans. It's like loan sharking almost. So, I don't watch college sports just for that reason, because I'm sick of how they entice kids to, and for years they've done this. It's not just something new. This is something that's been going on for a long time. And for years they entice these kids to take out these loans that they can't pay back. And especially now, if you're going to school for tech, say tech, okay, and you're going to school to learn technology and that, and you're just going for basic technology, you're not going for AI or any of that kind of stuff that's coming out now. By the time you get out of school, that technology that you've been taught, some of it's already gone. They're moved on to different things. So what have you got to offer the job market for this? And these counselors and these people should be talking to these kids before they even get into college, and before they even sign a loan paper. Say, hey, okay, what do you want to go to college for? You want to go for tech? Okay. Well, I suggest that you do this. There's a lot of kids in tech right now that are doing technology, learning the trade, going to school for 4 years. Do you want to do that? I mean, shouldn't they just say to them, maybe they should say to them, there's this whole school, there's a lot of kids going to college for this. This is an oversaturated career that you're going into. You might not be able to find a job when you get out. Maybe do you think that this might be a better course for you to go and do this instead? But no, they don't. And they might. I mean, I don't know every situation, of course, but they might. But the thing of it is they go to college, like I just said, and then they get out of college, and job market is terrible right now for kids getting out of college. They can't find jobs. So what are they supposed to do? Default on their loans, have bad credit the rest of their life, owe hundreds of thousands of dollars? It doesn't make no sense to me. And on top of it, these colleges, they get the endowments that we pay millions and millions of dollars. And I really am disgusted with colleges. That's why I won't watch college sports. I turn it off, and I have people come to, hey, did you watch the game yesterday? No, I don't. No, what game? The college game, Michigan State or whatever. No, I don't watch college sports. And you tell them that, and they look at you like you're off your rocker for not watching college sports. Especially me, because I followed football for so long. And I love pro football. I like pro football, but for me, pro football is actually almost to the point to where it's getting too political for me. They're showing too many causes, this and this and this, and ticket prices are ridiculous. For the last 3 years, I've went to Detroit Lions home opener when they play. Started off, my son bought tickets. And, at that time, I think we were 50-yard line. We had excellent seats. And it was like $500 per ticket. And there were 6 of us going. He paid over $3,000 for all 6 of us. Okay, so next year I bought. It was close to $700 per ticket to go to the game. And we only had 5 go at that time, but that was like $3,500. That's ridiculous. So this year, we're talking about going again. Ticket prices for almost the same identical tickets we had last year that I paid $700 for, up to over $1,000 a ticket. Over $1,000 a ticket. And it's my turn to pay. Well, no, it'd be his turn to pay. And he's like, well, what do you guys want to do? You want to go on a 3-day vacation to where we can spend more time together? Or do you want to go to a football game that we pay over $1,000 a ticket for? I'm like, let's go on a mini vacation. We got more family time that way. When we went to a game, we only have 3-4 hours of spending time together, and the game was over with. And I felt like I was kind of, to say it mildly, just not feeling good after the fact that I spent all that money and just spending 3 to 4 hours with my family, And so we decided not to go this year. And I'm not going again to a game. That's way too expensive. Mind you, that's good seats, but still, if you get up in the bleachers, or up in the bleachers, but up in the upper rows, upper level, it's still expensive. It's still $600 or $700 a ticket. How can a family afford? They're forcing the families out of going to any sporting event, concerts, whatever. Ticket prices are ridiculous for anything. But my point of it is with the colleges, they really just kind of disgust me on what they do to these young kids. They make them take out these enormous loans that probably aren't going to get paid back. They're going to default. They're going to have bad credit the rest of their life. And they're off to a bad start right away. They put them in a situation where they're in a bad start right away. So I'm boycotting the colleges. I boycotted them for a while now. And every time this time a year comes around in the fall, college sports, football is coming up, I just don't get into it. I'm only, and in fact, even with the pro sports, with pro football, I'm kind of tired of that too. I'm about 70-30 on that. 70 to where I really don't want to watch anymore, and 30% I do, because after all my years of watching football, my wife never watched a game with me. The last three years, she's really gotten into football. So this Sunday, the Lions game, they play Green Bay. I'll probably sit down on the couch with her and watch it just so we can spend some time together. That's kind of a little time together that we spend that she enjoys. So we'll spend some time together doing that. But if I had my choice about it, I wouldn't watch them at all. Just because I don't like the causes they represent. I mean, everybody has causes, but why you go to a game or you watch a game to get away from that kind of crap? You don't go to a game or watch a game on TV to get involved in that kind of crap, because a lot of it's senseless. I don't need to hear it. I hear it all over the news. Why do I want to hear it at a football game? Or why do I want to watch it at a football game? You know, I don't. I'm tired of it. They can take it and you know what with it. And I'm just tired of it. So this time of the year for me, it used to be a great time because I used to get into football. I used to play the fantasy football leagues. I did really good at fantasy football leagues. I love playing. I love knowing all the players and stuff. But anymore, they can have it. You know, they can really have it. I'm just tired of all of it. And it's getting more and more. I think a lot of more people are getting that way. Now, you might be a little upset by this because you might be a college person and love college sports. And that's great. That's for you. That's great. Live it up, man. But for me, it's not. For me, it's it just, I think about it too much, and I think, you know, what they're doing to these kids and how much money they're getting from the taxpayers, and it just kind of burns me out, and I just don't even want to pay attention to it anymore. But, you know, let me know how you feel about it. Some of you might be on the same page with me, others probably not. And that's your opinion. If you want to make a comment down there and tell me why you love college football and what you would like about it, great. You know, I'm probably not going to agree with you, but that's cool though. That's your opinion. You know, that's great. But for me, any sport now, I like my Tigers. I've always liked my Tigers, Detroit Tigers, and they're finally doing good. And probably the Lions will probably do good this year. I've waited around for them for 30, 40 years watching them trying to do something, and finally they're to the point to where they are, and I just don't care anymore. I just don't care. All right, everybody, please like, subscribe, and comment, and keep on watching, okay? So you guys take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.